Okay, so this video, and I don't know if you guys can even see me or not, because I don't know, but anyway. It's dark, but I got the light on. You don't care. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the time when Noelle almost got me arrested. So back before we were married, Noelle and I used to party a lot. Let me put it to you this way. Back when I got divorced from my first wife. And so after that, because I was just straight and narrow, I didn't really go anywhere, do anything prior to that. Never really went to the club or anything like that. Prior to my first wife, my friends and I would hang out and, go to each other's houses and stuff or apartments and just kind of just chill. So that's kind of what we did. We would watch movies, play games, different things like that. But once I got married, all that stuff kind of stopped, and, it was the married life thing. When I got divorced, there was just this urge on my part to go out and live life. So I went to clubs like every weekend. So starting on Thursday all the way until Saturday, I was out every night. And then couple that with the fact that I had gotten a huge raise with a company that I was working for. And yeah, I was out there, right? So when I met Noelle, I was still hanging out, but not nearly as much. I mean, still, yeah, kind of, but it wasn't like every Thursday through Saturday type of thing. So we go to one of the clubs that because I lived on the north side of Indy at that time, and she was more familiar with the south side of Indy, and everyone felt that the north side of Indy was like this hoity-toity type place, and it is. But that's where, when I first moved to Indy, that's where I had moved to. So I got to know the clubs up there as a result, right? There was a club that I always would go to, and it was just amazing, right? So I take her to this club, and she had been there a couple of times with her friends and stuff. And on this particular night, this is when we were dating, so before kids or anything, right? Life was free. You could just go whenever you want to, that type of thing. So we go there, and, we stay out. And in Indy, clubs close at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's great, right? So we go there, and we've had a lot to drink, right? I had went to that club so often that a lot of the bartenders knew me. They would just give me drinks, sometimes for free. They would give you Crown and Cokes in big old huge glasses, mostly all Crown and just a little bit of Coke. It was rough. It was nice, right? So I take Noelle there. We go, and on this particular night, we noticed there was a girl there with a guy, and with a guy that I guess she was just dating, and then there was another couple, right, that they were just kind of hanging out. And so she had noticed that this guy was dancing with other women and stuff, and then come back to her, but he was kind of doing it like behind her back type of thing. I was like, whatever, none of my business. You can do whatever you want to do, right? So that whole night, I see Noelle kind of looking over in that direction and everything. We didn't know these people at all, okay? So then after all of that, we dance and everything, and so we go to leave. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, what we all did in that area, I don't know if people still do it. I mean, because now, when I think back on it, it's been a while. But when we did, and maybe it's just a regional thing, but we would always go and get breakfast, right? So after the club, everyone goes and get breakfast to kind of help themselves recover for the next day. And so we went to a place not far from that club, and all of this is really within like less than a mile from my apartment at the time. So we go to this place that sells it's known mostly for its breakfast foods, but it serves pretty much anything, and it's a chain. And probably most of you have never heard of it, but anyhow, we go there. And so we get our food and everything. Well, actually, you go in, you sit down, you pick a spot. And I noticed that she likes to sit amongst a group of people. I don't like that. I'm more of an introvert. I hate sitting. Like if there's like empty spaces, I'll go where there's like no people and I'll sit. If for her, every place that's like crowded with people on one side, she'll jump right in and sit amongst everybody. And it drives me up the wall, even to this day, right? So she goes and she picks a spot. I sit down, and the table behind us, so the table that I'm sitting here looking forward, is the same people that were the guy and the couple were, right? So the two couples. And so the girl is talking, and you know, the girl that the guy was, you know, kind of dancing around with other women, they were sitting to where I could look and face them, kind of, right? I can look over and I can see them. So they're talking and they're just saying whatever. Well, meanwhile, I'm trying to talk to Noelle, you know, we're just talking, right? So Noelle's like listening. She's like eavesdropping over to what's being said. So this girl said something, she was cussing the guy out saying, you know, you did me dirty, or you're just, you know, mean to me or something. I can't remember what she said. I could care less, right? So Noelle turns around and says, yeah, he's a jerk. You should leave him. He's an idiot. Now, mind you, Noelle with a little bit of drink is way different than the Noelle with no drink, right? So she tells this girl, this guy's horrible. I saw him out there with someone else and blah, 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 right? So I told Noelle, I said, you know, don't worry about it. It's none of your business. And so dude's like, whatever, it's none of your business. Well, then Noelle goes back. So they're going back and forth. So I'm like, well, you know, I'm going to have to get involved now. Like, she just basically forced me into the situation. It'd be different if Noelle and the girl were having the conversation, but it's Noelle and this guy, right? So, and he was a little bit of a douchey guy, right? So, anyhow, he starts saying some stuff, and I'm like, you know, basically saying, look, dude, you need to basically sit there, chill out. And I said, you know, Noelle, mind your own business. Let them eat their food. Let's eat our food and be done, right? Because at this point, I'm still trying to eat. So I'm eating through my food, and dude's talking, and so I said, dude, for real, just leave it alone. Like, tend to your own business. And so the girl that was with him said, yeah, just, you know, don't even worry about it. Don't get involved. Because, I mean, I'm like basically the only black dude in the whole building, right? So she's like, don't worry, but just leave it alone. Don't, you know, don't even. So guy continues to keep mumbling under his breath and talking, right? So we get up to leave because we're done eating and everything. And so, you know, the couple that I couldn't see was just kind of quiet mostly. They were telling guy, just chill out, don't worry about it, you know, trying to change the topic. So as we're getting to leave, you know, Noelle's still chiming back in. You need to leave him, girl. You need to dump him, right? Something like that. So dude says, you need to control your B. He calls her, you know. So I said, no. You don't say that. I said, you know, so I was chiming back to him, said some stuff to him, dared him to get up. He didn't do it. And so even in front of his guy friend, I said, I dare you to step up, get up. Well, at this point, it had gotten so loud that, because mind you, there's only like... So anyway, sorry, my thing cut off. And also Zeta was getting upset. So anyway, it was getting loud. I noticed the cops, there were 2 cop cars that pulled up and parked, and the dudes were getting out, right? So I was telling Noelle, let's go, right? So then she keeps on chiming back with dude keeps chiming back, and then I keep chiming back at him. Well, there's a group of dudes, black dudes, that had sat down later that had nothing to do with the conversation. And dude was like, well, I have my bet on homeboy over here. Not talking about me, talking about the other guy. And I told him, I said, you shut the bleep up too, right? Because at this point, I was ready to go, right? So the lady, the waitress is like, you guys better leave right now. So then only at that point, after the cops started to kind of walk towards the door, Noelle was halfway between the door and the table. I was still back here trying to fight her battle, and she was already halfway out. Come on, let's go. You need to go. Come on, let's go. And the waitress was like, you better leave right now. So I basically, I'm like, I cut, right? So I go on ahead and I walk out, and you know, as I get to the door and walk past the cops, you know, I'm trying to walk all leisurely and, you know, check my watch and stuff and act like it's not, like I wasn't involved, right? By the time I was leaving out, I heard the waitress tell the other folks, y'all all need to leave, right? Everyone has to go at this point. So anyhow, I got in the car, got to the apartment, and I told her, never, ever, ever do it again. So a lot of times when people say, why don't you guys go hang out and drink and stuff, I tell them I try to not hang out with Noelle, because if she gets a little bit too much, then stuff happens. There's other stories too that I'll tell you that other people have begged me to tell them that she actually has done before that's really, really funny. But anyhow, that's pretty much it. That was the time that I almost got arrested, hanging out with Noelle and her craziness. So anyhow, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, I will see you.